right, guys, we are live, and it's going to be a great day. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook, YouTube. We're all over the place, okay? We're making kale chips today. We are making kale chips, and it's a beautiful day. I got my sunglasses on because you don't want to see my goggle eyes from swimming this morning. I just got done swimming, and now it's actually raining outside. So what a beautiful environment we have here. But we're going to have fun today. We're going to make kale chips. So the ingredients are, we got carrots, we have celery. We need some bell peppers. Oh, man, I got to go grab the bell peppers. Okay, I'm going to do that in a second. But while we're getting started here, I would love to have you guys post any questions that you want answered in the chat box, okay? But also let me know what type of diabetes you're living with and where are you coming from. I'm going to be right back. Okay, right back. I'm going to grab a few bell peppers. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We got bell peppers. All right. Guys, this is one of my favorite recipes in the entire world. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to make a sauce. And that sauce can be used for all kinds of things, for cauliflower wings, for what we're making today is kale chips. Like, it's just a fun recipe, guys. Super fun, okay? All right, so what type of diabetes are you living with and where are you coming from? I'd love to know. Not living with diabetes, but helping people every day that are. That's fantastic, okay? I love that. Type 2, my husband. Okay, good. That's great that you're here supporting him. That's huge. Okay, love that. All right, type 1 from California, welcome. Greetings from Chile. I have a question. Are cold pressed fruit juices good? All right, we'll talk about fruit juices. We're gonna tally up the questions, and we're gonna answer them by the end. Okay, but right now we're making kale chips. Okay, I got the recipe in front of me. The first thing we need is celery for our kale chips. So let's see if I can get this on here. Okay, we need celery. So we're going to take this blender and we're going to start measuring this, all right? We need 300 grams of celery. All right, this is very, very fun recipe. It's very simple. All right, we just need 300 grams of celery. We'll give it a little rinse. I think it's a good idea. Not that stressed about it. But this is a great, I snack on this recipe all the time. Guys, I love eating. I just genuinely love eating. I pretty much eat all day, and I thoroughly enjoy it. If you don't want to eat all day, you don't have to. But boy, if you like eating, you get to eat on this program. Okay, that's for sure. So here we go. 300, and guys, we're just blending this, so it doesn't really matter how you cut it, right? We're just getting it into blendable pieces. We're looking for 300 grams of celery. Just throwing it in the blender. And this recipe is something that you can feed to anybody. You can feed it to anybody. They don't have to even be into eating plants and trying to be healthy. This is something you could use at a Super Bowl party. So something like that, So we're just cutting the celery into pieces, throwing it in the Vitamix. And this is very simple. The thing about the recipes that we make here at Mastering Diabetes, they're crazy simple. Nothing complicated about these recipes. I am gonna put I'm gonna put these into a dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, that's okay. You can put them into an oven. It's really no problem. And everybody's oven's like a little bit different, right? So like how long you need to put them in your oven. Just play around with it, right? I would put it at the lowest temperature you can and just test it out. See how it goes. See how you like it. And I'm going to show you that I actually, I love this recipe so much. They don't even usually make it to be super dehydrated. They don't even get to that point, all right? So in the chat box, guys, what type of diabetes are you living with? Where are you coming from? Oregon, all right? Wonderful. Doctor officially said I have reversed my type 2. Okay, Renee Ramirez. That's fantastic. I feel like we talked on a previous show, and I need to get in touch with you. That's amazing. I love the comment section being the brag box, right? So if you have success with the Mastering Diabetes method and you want to share, I mean, please do. Please do. Put it in the chat box. Let us know what's happening. Arlene says pre-diabetes coming from keto. Welcome, welcome. We're here to serve you. All right, we're here to help. Let's do this together. Okay, bell peppers, 300 grams. Now I'm going to teach you guys one of the most important secrets about bell peppers. Okay, most people throw away what I believe to be the best part of the bell pepper, and I don't want you guys doing that. Okay, so I cut off all the tops, right? All the sides, and now you're left with this piece. Most people throw this away. Guys, this is the best part of the bell pepper. It's absolutely the best part. So I'm just going to take the seeds. I'm going to put them in the compost bin. All right, I got this handy dandy compost bin. So it's a small one for the countertop, and the compost goes into these buckets behind me, but we don't have to worry about that right now. So we're going to take the seeds out. We don't need the seeds. And we're going to be left with this spongy part. Okay? Just going to give it a rinse. All right, so we've pretty much got the seeds off, and you got this spongy part. Guys, it's the best part of the pepper. It's so good. It's so good. This part right here. Okay, watch. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut it. Boom. Oh, no, sorry. Probably not the safest thing I'm doing. There we go. Okay, that's all that should be discarded. Everything else in the pepper is edible and enjoyable and delicious. All right, so now we got our 300 grams of celery. Now we're looking for 300 grams of bell peppers. Okay, we're just going to throw these in here. 300, and I'm going to throw in this fun part. It's totally part of the recipe. Okay, so we're making kale chips, everybody. That's what we're making. We're having fun. I hope you guys are chatting with each other in the chat box and celebrating your success and maybe answering each other's questions. All right, I love it when you guys do that. I see people doing that all the time, and you're here to help each other. Okay. Pretty much every question you guys have is usually answered in our book, and a lot of you have read the book, so you can help each other, right? Now, I do want to say, before I forget, we have a free recipe guide, and if you want to get it, all you got to do is write the word guide. So the producer can put that on the screen, but if you're on Instagram, if you want the foolproof natural recipe guide, okay, it's a breakfast. It's a lunch and dinner challenge. That's what it is. You just have to DM us the word guide, and then we'll send you that. If you're on Facebook, just write the word guide in the comments, and we will hook you up with this, okay? But if you're on Instagram, you can't write the comment. You have to actually DM us. So just remember to DM when the show's over, right, guys? Facebook, you just write the word guide. And it's a lunch and dinner challenge, okay? I want you to write D in the chat box if you find that lunch and dinner is one of the more challenging meals for you. Like your breakfast, you got under control, you're good. As the day goes on, lunch and dinner become a little bit more challenging. I want you to put D in the chat box if that's true for you. Write the word guide if you want the guide. Okay? All right, so let's keep going. We have 282 grams, so we're going to put in a little more. 302. Boom, I'm just going to save this for later. 302, tear. Next up, carrots. We're going to put carrots into this recipe, okay? And if you want the guide, you just write the word guide as a comment on Facebook, guys, okay? All right, on Instagram, you got to DM us. All right, so we're going to tear this a little bit, give these a rinse. I don't think you need to peel them, guys. I don't think it's necessary to peel the carrots. I don't think it's necessary. So don't worry about it. Just cut the top off, and just start putting these chunks into your blender. Okay? Now, if you have a smaller blender, that's okay. All you got to do is just blend it a few times, right? So you take all these ingredients, you put it into one pile, and then you blend it up into pieces, and then you mix it all together, and life will be fine. Okay? But I got a big blender here, so it's easy to just put them all in here. And we're going to have fun. So maybe Michael, if you can put some comments up on the screen, I'll try, or questions. I'll try and answer any of the questions. You might be able to, if you go to Instagram, you could see what questions are coming in there. I'm down from 227 to 194. Started in April. That's fantastic. I love that. San Diego Type 2, where do I find these recipes? Okay, so if you want an amazing guide of recipes, just write the word guide on Facebook. That's all you got to do. Okay, so that's 302. Okay, we got it. So our recipe is coming together, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, we got our carrots. Next up, we're going to do 3 garlic cloves. Okay, 3 garlic cloves. Super easy. Just going to get these out of here. And now garlic, like it's all different sizes, right? So remember, guys, you don't have to follow the recipe perfectly. You can adjust. If you don't like garlic, maybe you just skip the garlic. If you love garlic, maybe you put extra in there. I don't like the way those cloves are looking. Let's get some different cloves. These cloves are too small. You know how like when they're so small, it's hard to kind of like get it out? Okay, that's no fun. That's not what I'm looking for. I want a big clove of garlic. Big, nice, plump clove of garlic. That's what we're looking for here. All right, let's see here. Okay, it's like sprouting. It's kind of fun. All right. Should be good. 1. All right. Looks like these garlic cloves have seen better days. But that's okay. It's still going to work. It's still going to work just fine. All right. Get our next clove in here. Boom. There we go. All right, let's forget the rest. Moving on. Okay. Next up, it says 6 grams of jalapeno. Okay. 6 grams. Now, again, jalapeno, you decide how sensitive you are to these things. Okay. Like how spicy do you want it? I'm just going to put in like a little piece. A little piece right here. Let's see. That is 4 grams. Okay, boom. That got us to 6. Almost. Actually, do a little more. Boom. Jalapeno. This recipe is super clean, guys. None of this garbage that's in the packaged Kale Chips. Okay. Scallions, 50 grams. Okay, these are scallions or green onions. It's basically the same thing, guys. Basically the same thing. All right, there we go. Boom, right there. Okay. So let's see what we got here. We're going to get rid of these parts. And we're going to have a grand old time here. All right. We're looking for 50 grams. How much is that? That's 30. Boom. That's 42. Right there. So it's basically like one bunch. One bunch, guys, to where we're looking to get to. 48. I'm going to take it. I'm happy with that. Boom. Tear. Okay. Next up, lemon juice. Lemon juice. Got some lemons right here. Just squeeze this, like, make sure to get it all juicy. And we're going to do, it's basically 1 lemon. 1 lemon. It's going to go into here. It's certainly going to help get it started, right? You would think this might be hard to blend, but the celery and the bell peppers are quite watery, and they'll help you get the carrots going. And so will this lemon juice. Adds a ton of flavor, makes it easy to blend. That's what we're looking for. Okay? I can't wait for you guys to see the final product. I wish you could taste it. I mean, this is one of the most amazing kale chip recipes of all time because it's so clean. There's no sugar added. There's no salt. And people who've had this recipe, they can't believe how salty it tastes because of the celery. The celery is the magic ingredient here. That's the magic ingredient. Okay, we're making amazing kale chips. That's what we're making today. Let's fire up this blender. That's the next step. So we measured everything. Actually, we'll do the kale. We'll do the kale after I blend it, okay? So we're gonna churn this thing on here. First you gotta plug in the blender, right? Plug this thing in, and then we can fire it up. Okay. And we're gonna be answering questions at the end, so you can save your questions, then I'll be able to read the screen when I'm done with the recipe. Okay. Here we go. Let's churn this thing on. We got the blender plugged in. Go like this. And let's go. Okay, guys, everything about this recipe is absolutely perfect. I've done this recipe so many times. If you want the exact recipe, on Facebook, you can comment the word recipe. On Instagram, you're going to have to DM us. You have to DM us and say, hey, I want the kale recipe. I want the kale chips recipe. That's the only way to get this recipe today. So you have to DM us. You have to send us a DM, and we'll take care of you. All right, so we just write kale chips recipe or something. Just write the word recipe. We got you. Now, here's the deal. Obviously, for kale chips, the next most important thing is to have some kale. So, I needed a couple more heads. I actually ran out of kale because I made it this morning, right? So, to show you the final product. The final product is in this machine right here. Okay, you can't on Instagram, you can't really see it, right? It's in this black machine. That's where the final recipe is. You all are going to see that soon. Okay? But so let me just show you for now how to do this kale thing. So you want 275 grams of kale. That's what we're looking for to make this recipe the way we want it to be made. So let's bring our scale back. Put the scale on here. Tare it. This is the bowl we're going to mix everything in. Boom. And here's how you strip kale. Okay, so you're just going to take the kale leaf, put it in one hand, then put your fingers around it like this and just slide. Boom. Okay? And then we'll break this up into pieces a little bit. Okay? That's what we're doing. So we're going to see how many grams we can get out of this one head. It's definitely not going to be 275, but 275 grams is the proper amount of kale that we're looking for this recipe. I meant to buy more at the store, but I just forgot. That's okay. But we're just having fun. Kale is just a wonderful, wonderful vegetable. It's a green. And it's, you can decide how big you want your kale chips to be. I don't mind them being pretty small pieces, right? I don't really mind it. So there we go. Just tearing this up here. So my one head's going to get me about half of what I needed. I'm at let's see here, like what 168. I needed more, but that's okay. So it's all good. We're gonna have extra sauce at the end of this recipe. That's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have extra sauce. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just blend it one more time. Sauce is the perfect texture. Makes the most amazing kale chips. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, actually, I'm gonna see something real quick. Let me test something out on my computer. All right, let's see. One quick test here. Actually, I just went to Sugarmate to see what my blood sugar was. Blood sugar is 85. So I'm happy with that. But if I want to eat a bunch of these, I got to take some insulin. So I don't have the insulin kit with me. That's okay. All right, guys. Now we get to mix. Connie says, what's with the shades? I'll tell you what's with the shades. First off, we're outside. Number two, I went swimming late in the afternoon today. So I got goggle eyes. You don't want to see goggle eyes. I don't want to see goggle eyes. It takes a little bit of time for the eyes to get back to normal after swimming for an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. We're pouring our sauce into the mixing bowl. All right, just like this. We don't have that much kale, so we don't need to use the whole sauce. So we'll just save us some for later. Okay. All right. Now, all we're gonna do is give it a really good mix. Really good mix. and just massage that sauce in there. Just you're kind of like, you've all massaged your kale with like lemon juice or whatever. In this case, we're massaging the kale with our sauce. And I'm telling you guys, this sauce is so good. You could use this sauce for a million different things. Somebody says, what if you don't have a dehydrator? I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can put these in an oven. Just put the oven at the lowest temperature that you can, okay? And then just play around with it. See how long it takes you. Put it in for like an hour. Put it in for an hour and a half. Put it in for just test it once and figure it out, because everybody's oven's a little bit different. All right, so we're just massaging this and massaging and massaging. All right, and then all you're gonna do is you're then just gonna take the little pieces and just put them on a tray. Like that's it. Okay. So now it's time to see the final product. The big reveal. The big reveal. Here we go. This is literally the best kale chips on the entire planet. No question, right? So we don't need this right now because we already have the final product. It's right here in the dehydrator. Boom. There they are. Kale chips. Clean as can be. No salt, no oil, no sugar, no added preservatives, nothing that's crazy in these packages that you don't understand. You can't read the names. It's just straight up the cleanest kale chips of all time. And they're outrageous. Outrageous. Oh, so good. So good. See if you can hear the crisp. You hear the bite? The crispiness? It's unbelievable. It's so good. Okay, so if you want the recipe, you have to DM us. Okay? Or you can just make a comment on Facebook and say, I want the recipe. And we'll send it to you, okay? Unbelievable. It's so good. I can literally, I eat this entire recipe like one per day. Like one per day. And basically, I mean, if this whole recipe ends up being like 17 grams of protein, that's fun, I don't think you need to worry about your protein, but if you want to count it, then go ahead. Unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, perfect. Okay. Let me show you. Like, if you want, you can like really pour the sauce on top. It makes almost like a little pizza. Okay? These are kale chips. Cleanest recipe of all time. This is the perfect snack. Like the perfect low-calorie, nutrient-dense, absolutely delicious snack. Unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's our show today. That's what we're here to do, is to make kale chips. We did that. And now it's time to get back to work. What do you store them in? Here's the truth. These kale chips are so good. I ate them all in a day, and I don't really store them in anything. But I assume you can store them in a mason jar. I assume you can store them in a mason jar. Somebody asked, do you have any in-person retreats? We do not have any in-person retreats coming up. That'd be amazing if we did. But we do have a potential surprise around that topic. So if you're not on our email list, I would highly suggest getting on our email list, okay? And then you won't miss any announcements, okay? What ratio of carbs, fat? All right, so somebody wants to know this recipe. You want to know, like, how many carbs and fat and all that are in this recipe? I have that information in Chronometer. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see if I can pull that up for this recipe. This is a low-fat recipe. It's the perfect recipe to reverse insulin resistance. So if I go to foods, I go to custom recipes, I go to kale chips. So this entire recipe has a total of 6.3 grams of fat, 75.3 grams of carbohydrate, 16.9 grams of protein. Now, if I go to my diary and I skip to the next day, let's try and do this. Watch this. Add food, kale chips. Have it in my chronometer. Add to diary. Okay, so it's 14% fat, 74% carbs, 12% protein. Okay? And so at Mastering Diabetes, we're teaching you to have no more than 15% of your total calories coming from fat. Okay? All right? So this has been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipes. Do you eat avocado? Somebody said, do you eat avocados and do you use extra virgin olive oil? I eat very small amounts of avocado. I do not use any oil. Let's see. Do you recommend same for hypoglycemia? So if your blood glucose is low, low, we recommend dates is one of the greatest things you can do to treat a low blood glucose. Eat dates. Okay. Somebody said 15 grams total. No more than 15% of calories coming from fat, but we do say no more than 30 grams total. Okay. All right. Well, guys, this was fun. And again, if you want the free guide, write the word guide. If you want the recipe, just DM us with the word recipes, and we will hook you guys up. This was super fun. Again, we made kale chips today. And these are the best kale chips ever. I love them. They're so clean, so delicious, an amazing snack. Hope you guys make them. And if you do, tag us on Instagram so we can see it. And have a great day. I'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place. All right, guys. Have a good one.